almost live both places. Okay, so I think we're here. Hello. We made it through. We're into the next round, which is great. That was not a fun watch. It was not pleasant. Would not do again. Do not recommend watching that back. You watched Trinity's goal back because I thought that was fantastic. But yeah, I don't know what the next game's going to look like. I have to imagine everybody's pretty tired. The Emily Fox injury is certainly concerning, but yeah, we're all scared for Emily Fox. I think she's been having a fantastic tournament. I'm nervous for her, so hopefully she's better than she looks like she is. Otherwise, I guess it's Casey Kruger time. I don't understand the lack of subs. I'm with everybody else there not understanding that. Because at this point, it seems to be more than just, wanting roster consistency to gel. It seems to be a lack of trust in the bench, but we'll see. Yeah, the relief on Trent's face of the game is finally over. I know, she really had to just do it herself. Kelsey, thank you for the rose. One of the worst managed games ever, yeah. Let's see. Do I think it was an ACL tear? I hope not. So I hope it was just kind of a bad, little knock there. So we'll see. Yeah, I think Kruger will do fine. I actually think we can survive Emily Fox being out. Now, I think she's been fantastic, had a great tournament. I think she's a fantastic player. I think y'all know I'm a big fan. Was it not just a cramp? I don't know. Kruger will be okay, especially getting Coffee back. Yeah. And we should have Tierna back as well. I think we will have Tierna back next game. So hopefully they've got the swelling under control finally. So literally same problem we had last year at the World Cup. It isn't. It's a lot of the same problem. But I just have questions about what Emma's doing with her bench and who she's trusting and why she's not. Let's see who had the knee injury. Emily Fox went down with a knee injury at the end. Corbett Albert also had a knee injury knock at some point as well. Happy for the win, but at what point do we or can we talk about Emma's possible lack of experience with this particular tournament pace and format? We need to field a team for the semis. That's a question from Erica on YouTube. I don't disagree with that. I think it is something we can talk about. Oh, Carrie, thank you for the hat and the mustache. That's really always one of my favorites. But look, like at the end of the day, people are like, well, trust Emma, like we have to trust her. Like, yes, but ultimately, like this is a new format. She has not coached a national team before. This tournament poses particular challenges for managers. So, and I do think, at this point, I would say things have been mismanaged a little bit. If we end up winning a gold, do we say it differently? I don't know. But yeah, why bring alternates if they can't play minutes? I don't disagree. Yes, I have Colombia, Spain on this other screen. So I've got TikTok, YouTube, and then Colombia, Spain over here. So I have not gotten to watch. I didn't see the goal, but like I know it's happening. I think Sonnet's been okay. I think Sonnet has done what she needs to do. Okay, like Sonnet has like, thank you for your service, Emily Sonnet. You've done pretty well, all things considered. Is Foxy okay? I don't know. I'm scared for her though, because I think she's a great player. I feel like Emma's managing like she's at Chelsea and she's got 40 players. Flossie, I do not disagree either. Trent saving Emma from a lot of side eyes. Yeah. I mean, I think, and look, that's the thing though, is like, look how gassed we looked today, and we had to play 120 minutes. Like, how do you think it's going to look against Canada or Germany? It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Yeah, no, Haram was off. Haram was bad. Like, I'm not going to disagree with you there, but it was a rough go for most of the midfield. That's the deal with the mid block, is it's meant to create those problems. I don't think we did enough tactically to adjust for it. I don't think we did anything tactically to adjust for it. And, at halftime, we were talking about how the trick with the mid block is you need to pull that back line further back so you have space to work. And we weren't really doing anything to do that. We just kind of kept the same stuff going. So, I don't know. Like, thankfully, we had a moment of individual brilliance from Trinity Rodman, like a great goal. But for that, I just don't see it. So, Crystal Dunn did have a great game. Thoughts on Swanson today? Was it just a product of the midfield being off? I think it was a product of a couple of things. I don't like her coming centrally as much. She was coming centrally while Haram was going out wide, which is, I have to think a deliberate tactical thing from Hayes, but it's the same deal. Everybody's condensed in there, and she's somebody who does well, usually creating space to work, but if the midfield's not going, I don't know what you can do there. I would have subbed Swanson off quite a bit earlier. I think Lynn Williams has a skill set that can really help open and push a back line, so I would have put her on. So let's see. What did the notes? I know everybody's wondering. It's like, what did the notes say? I don't know. At least Coffee will be well rested. I know, right? Yeah, at least Coffee got a break, which is nice. Yeah, I thought Corbin looked fine. I don't have a lot of criticism of Corbin today. In terms of how she played, I thought like for especially being tasked with like a position where I don't think is her optimal position, I thought she did well. I don't know that Japan challenged as much in the ways that I thought they would, but the note said no subs hustle. Yeah, you're stuck out there, tough shit. That was the note. Let's see. It looks like Nicewalker is being played as a utility player. I think so, and I think that's probably fine. I actually liked what she offered when she did sub in extra time. I was very nervous when I saw she was subbing in. I'm like, do not put Nicewalker in for Dunn right now. Like, do not do that, because like those two, it was so bad with her and Sonnet together. But I guess everybody else saw what I saw and was like, bet. So that's good. Given how we are going into the next match, would you rather play Canada or Germany? I'd rather play Canada. I don't want to play the same team twice in a tournament, period. And I would certainly like to play another team that is gassed, because I think they are going to be emotionally gassed. I think at some point they're going to run out of steam here. And I think it's a little personal for us with Canada in a way that I think will get us to dig deep and through, put it on there. Like, I think if you watch what players who are like not there have said in the media about Canada and the drone gate stuff, like I think the US kind of has a chip on our shoulder about it. So I think that's what's going to happen. Let's see. Am I rooting for Colombia? I don't know. I like an underdog. I'd like to see. I think that'd be fun. So I've got the game on over here, so that was just my reminder to myself to check in. I don't know that I care like specifically, like if that makes sense. Like it's not like anyway. Yeah, I guess I could say I'm rooting for Colombia. Let's see. Lynn for fresh pace next game. Listen, Lynn was good. Like, yeah, switch to 4-4-2 was smart. Don't disagree there. I thought that looked much better. When we needed to defend there. Watch Trin score against Canada and do a drone celebration. That would not even surprise me. That'd be so fun. Okay. Why didn't Emma make changes sooner? I have no idea. I have none. And it's, I think there is absolutely a conversation to be had about, game management, tournament management, what you do when you have this small of a roster. I mean, there were moments today where people got injured and it was legitimately very nervy. And you start to wonder, you're like, okay, any more knocks and are we going to have, only 13 players available or something crazy? So, yeah, we can talk about Emily Fox again, just that she got injured. I thought she's been great. I'm not sure yet if she's going to be back, but I do think that Casey Kruger can probably fill that role pretty well. So, thoughts on Haran? I didn't think it was her best game. I don't understand why they keep having her play wide like that. I really don't. When she doesn't have recovery speed, it's bizarre. She started to have moments late into the second half where she was breaking through that front line nicely. So like things did get a little bit better, but I just didn't understand it at all. Let's see. How much spine do you think Canada has on us? I mean, decades. I don't know. It depends on when you think the drone program started. Let's see. Midfield and forwards played so bled today. I mean, yeah, but like again, this whole game comes down to two things, right? One, everybody's gassed. Jill, thank you for the community heart. I think that's what that is. So one, everybody's gassed because we have not managed rotation well throughout this tournament. Two, like Japan played a mid block, and you're gonna look like shitty and have bad touches when there's a mid block. Jill, thank you for the heart. Appreciate you. All right, and you're on the team now. I don't even know what half these live things mean, but Jill is on the team. You too can join the team on TikTok. I think if you press the heart button. I don't know what that means. So, anyway, you want Shaw next game? I mean, I think everybody would like to see Shaw come in, but I don't think she's going to. I was surprised she was back on the roster, healthy enough to be here. So, does she not trust her subs? I think that's the case. Socio Mike, thank you for the donut. Shanna, thank you for the heart me. Appreciate you all. Oh, you're on the team. Shanna's on the team too. You can be on the team. Does she not trust her subs? Let's have that conversation. Yeah, I think that's the case because she's saying all this stuff publicly about how consistent lineups win championships, et cetera, et cetera. With the Olympics, though, and when we talk about like lineup consistency, you should still have like a solid 4 to 5 players that are getting time together. Thank you, Albert, for the tiny tiny. You need to have like it's not just a starting 11. Like it's a consistency among like a 16 to 17 group. Thank you, Woso Mac, for the heart. And for joining, you're on the team. Woso Mac is on the team now. Join the team. Why not? I have no idea what that gets you, but I think maybe you get like a different icon so I see your stuff. Oh, and Yesenia's joined the team. All right, we're all on the team. We need Bethune. Well, she's not on the roster today. But yeah, I think ultimately, to go back to the question, sorry, I appreciate y'all gifting so much, but it's, I'm like trying to answer the question, Casey. Stick with it. Does she not trust her subs? She doesn't trust her subs. I don't know why they're here. She does sub a lot of club. Yeah, it's not, this is not consistent with my recollection of her time at Chelsea or, that she just doesn't sub. I think she actually subbed pretty aggressively at Chelsea. And also rotated pretty aggressively, too, for that matter. So I found it, thanks, Stephanie Focus. I know. I'm like, I'm tired, too. I'm as gassed as the U.S. Women's National Team. Let's see. Do I think the Olympics are going to increase the roster number? No. I think the next time you see meaningful change to women's soccer at the Olympics is when we basically go to the men's format. Which I think will happen in 2032. I think 2028 is the last time you're going to see it this way. As women's soccer and just like these women's tournaments become more financially viable, they are not going to allow the Olympics to compete. So FIFA being they. So I think 2028 is the last time you're going to see full like Olympic teams coming or full national teams coming. I think you'll start to see in 2032 it's again under 23 plus 3 olds. Like I think that's going to be what it is. So watching this midfield, Lily Johannes is extremely needed for this future team. Lily Johannes should be here in the future. I don't disagree with that at all. I think she'd be a massive value add pretty quickly. I wish she'd been called in for Gold Cup. I think, I know she's saying all this stuff about being young and not wanting to make the choice, which I can understand. But I also think at the end of the day, it's the U.S. Women's National Team. Do you think the starting lineup changes for next game? I think I assume Tierna Davidson's back. I fingers crossed. So Sam Coffey obviously I think comes in either way, but I don't think it meaningfully changes other than injury and availability. If that makes sense. Let's see. Why don't we have Alex Morgan? She didn't make it. I think Alex Morgan. Like later in her career here, I think a lot of people have misunderstood her game. Kate, thank you for the ice cream. I'm pretty sure it's my sister. I think people have misunderstood her game a little bit. I think she's better than people give her credit for with her off the ball movement. That being said, I don't have any issue with her being left off of this roster. I think Lynn Williams is giving a lot more than like what we would get out of Morgan anyway. Thank you, Ginger, for joining the team. And thank you to my sister for sending a weird snail of some sort. Okay, Netherlands. Why is everybody saying Netherlands? Were we asking about Lily Johannes? Sorry, I didn't see the question. You all come very fast on TikTok. If you want a good shot at me seeing your question on YouTube, there are far less of you, so I can see who's asking. Let's see. Trying to watch Spain-Colombia and it's men's gymnastics. Peacock, it's got everything for you. It's halftime for Spain-Colombia, so you're good. I thought this game was boring. Oh, they asked what country Lily could play for. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Sorry, I missed the question. All of you came in, and I was like, are the Dutch here after me again? I haven't talked shit on the Dutch in a minute. So, anyway. I think Canada will I think Canada will win. I hope Canada will win. I want Canada next round. I don't want to play Germany again. I don't. Out of the remaining teams, who are you most afraid of? Jill, thank you for the rose. Let's see. I don't know if I'm afraid. It's not that I'm afraid of a particular team. I am afraid of what has happened with our roster and minutes management. KS, thank you for the community heart. I don't fear anybody either. M. Kelly's here. M. Kelly and Rhonda have been in the comments and are like, we beat Japan recently. Y'all are overreacting. We got this. And so I like that energy. Let's keep that energy. All right, Nikki, thank you for the perfume. I appreciate you. Let's see. Colombia's beating Spain right now. Yeah, I think Spain has looked beatable all tournament. And this was kind of, so I taped my reaction pod. I preview pod, and then I just did not have time to edit them. It's been a really, just frankly, very rough week at my real job, emotionally. So I did not have a chance to do that. But what I talked about with Colombia is, obviously they lost 2 games in their group, but I think maybe France and Canada are quite a bit better than people are realizing. Because I don't think Colombia looked bad in either of those games. They still look pretty good. And Spain has looked beatable. So some of this is like, once these groups kind of open up and we start seeing these teams play each other, like, are Canada and France just are actually quite good as well? Yeah, probably. So I think the teams out of that group are starting to scare me. I think that might have been actually the strongest group. Emma left Haran in, so she didn't take out the experienced captain of such a young team. I mean, you have to leave Haran in for a couple of reasons. One, like you're just low bodies on central midfielders. You just are. Because keep in mind, Coffee with the yellow card accumulation, we could not replace her, so we only had 17 players today. So you only had 16 field players, and you don't really have a lot of central midfielders because you lost Sam Coffee, and you had to put Corbin Albert in because Corbin Albert is somebody that you could sub in for Lindsay Haran. Could you have subbed in Jaden Shaw? Yeah, but that's not a like for like really at all. So I think Haran kind of had to stay out there. And again, I think you wanted her aerial presence. We didn't use it, but I think in theory it would have been nice. Let's see. Colombia plays much more physical than the other teams. Don't disagree at all. That's part of why I was really curious about this matchup with Spain. I think I said it in my predictions video on here is, they have a lot of the structural ability and like tactical ability that Japan has, but a little more physical contact. So I don't know how Spain would deal with that. Okay, let's see. Do you think it would have been better to bring Dahlkemper as an alternate? She has experience. Maybe they could have played her instead of Sonnet. I don't. No. I think the problem with Abby Dahlkemper and bringing her, and it's the same problem you had when you considered Sam Staub, is really you're talking about bringing somebody who can only play one position. And Emily Sonnet, as you can see, I think put in a pretty good shift at center back. I have no real issue with how Emily Sonnet played. But could do that at the 6. Could do it out, she can play. She can also play outside back. She has such versatility, and Abby Dahlkemper can literally only play center back. So no issue there. Did defense look gassed, or was it just midfielder attack? I think the defense probably would have looked gassed if they'd been pushed, but they weren't, right? Because that mid block, the defense didn't really have to do a ton. Let's see. Why isn't Hirschfeld being added in? I don't know. With Tierna Davidson out, I would have probably pulled Hirschfeld in myself because you lost depth in the midfield when and options there when you had to pull Emily Sonnet to center back. So I would have put Hirschfeld in and not Sam's. I'm not sure what the thinking is there. I feel like I just saw something about oh god, I always butcher her name. Karshoi. I always say it wrong. I'm sorry, y'all. Being out. Did I just make that up? I don't know. She's been on kind of a minutes management situation. Let's see. Rodman needs a 99 overall rating on an FC 25. That's great. I completely agree. Can I speak to Emma, please? Just give me her number. Listen, I'm sure she's going to be really responsive to this feedback. Rugby Princess, thank you for the hi bear. Lavelle was everywhere today. She was. Lavelle, Lavelle put in... I actually don't know that I've been talking enough about Rose Lavelle today. She worked really, really hard to make up for some positional deficiencies on Lindsay Horan's part. So, let's see. You disagree with Lavelle B+? Yeah. I mean, I could see a B+. I could see a B+, but I thought she had to do a lot today. Let's see. Does it feel like we don't have the correct subs? It feels like I think they're there, and I think there are movements there, but for whatever reason, Emma's not comfortable with them, and I don't know. That's Emma's own thing. Let's see. What I think was on the note. I don't know. Somebody said earlier the note said, no subs, hustle. And could have. All right. So let's see. Haran shouldn't start next game. She's going to start. She's going to start. She's going to be in there. They do not have an alternative for her right now. They do not. Sarah, thank you for the heart puffs. Appreciate you. And the Tiny Diny. We'll have a Tiny Diny. Let's see. I think next tournament, Emma will have more time. We'll see full squad with more rotation. Yes, completely agree. Chaos, thank you for the ice cream. Why not sub Shaw for Haran? That's not really. It is in theory. I could see why you think it's a like for like, but it's not a like for like. In theory, because Haran is supposed to be back a lot more than she is. Let's see. We're not changing the starting lineup. Do they practice between Olympic Games and just meetings? They do. Oh, thank you for the little crown. That was fun. Do they practice between? Yeah, so they do a little bit. They might have training, but like this gets really tight because like now they have to transit back to Lyon. You know, it's rough. There's not a lot of training here. Is Emily's knee okay? I don't know yet. I don't think we know yet. Let's see. Is it possible there's a captain change post-Olympics? Maybe. I think Emma Hayes likes to rotate captains as well. So, let's see. Okay. You all coming so fast right now on TikTok, and I am feeling very tired. Let's see. Oh, what was the booing? Just because it was boring. The swinging around the back. I started booing in my own house. So. Oh, do I have a hater? Oh, hi, Jay. What was he at? Was this? I have no idea what his issue is. I don't know, but you all were giving him shit, and now he just keeps writing all she did was buy a jersey. I don't know who he's talking about or what, but anyway, if you're being a hater, you're welcome to stay and be a hater. That's just engagement as far as I'm concerned. And honestly, these are moving too fast. And also, like, if you don't like what I have to say, I have great news for you. You can just like select or whatever direction it is where you are, and you can watch somewhere else. It feels like she's not going to play Sam's because she has no experience. If you had Dahlkemper as the alternate, Sonic could play in the midfield. I don't know. I think the Emily Sam's addition to alternate was mainly responsive to Sam Staub getting injured potentially, but I don't know. Like, the thing with Emily Sam's is like you can play her multiple places, like I said. I hear you on that though, but I don't know if she wanted to play Dahlkemper either. So let's see. How do I feel about Albert in the 6? I thought she did pretty well. I don't think it's her best position. I don't think she's as good as Sam Coffey, but I think given what she was tasked with today, she played pretty well. So let's see. Why couldn't Japan score in the U.S. today? Well, they, didn't make a ton of effort at it, really. They were very comfortable waiting for that transitional moment, and I don't think it necessarily came. So that's what happened there. I think they probably needed to come at him a little bit more and a little bit faster. That's the risk when you play a mid block. That's the risk when you play a low block, because you might not actually get the chances you need. We did have a couple of close calls in overtime, right after we scored, and they couldn't keep playing their block. So, do I see Fox ever coming back to NWSL? Maybe. I think like at some point you get tired of living abroad, unless you just really love London, which London's a great city. Maybe you do. The men's rosters are not capped at 18, I don't think. Let's see. I feel like we were playing defense only. I mean, that's at the end. If you didn't watch the rest of the game, then sure. Let's see. Oh, who would be the next captain if not Lindsay Horan? Okay, so and I'm not ignoring you. Again, I just want to remind you, there's 758 of you. You comment very fast. It's like 90% of the time, I don't even see your comments on the TikTok one. Yeah, I will catch you on YouTube, I promise. If it's not Lindsay Horan, we're working with Germa as being captain, I think, going forward. But Emma Hayes also really likes to rotate captains, and she said that publicly. She's not going to do it this tournament. She's coming in. She needs to kind of keep certain things consistent just for vibes. But after this, I would expect to see captains rotate. So, and with Germa being probably the primary. I thought Trim was fouled and the ref didn't call it a couple times. Completely agreed. Yeah, there was, the play everybody's, and we're all thinking of the same foul. And in my house, like, my husband literally was like, foul, yellow. And it just like, nope, play on. Did not understand. The refs were Swedish. And as a Swede, I will say, I'm like, don't do this. But like, the jokes are sitting right there if we had lost because of a bad call. It's like Sweden here to mess up our Olympics all over again. Okay, y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. I normally go 30 minutes. I'm a little shy of 30. I am very tired from the early starts and just from the longer game. So I am going to go ahead and log off right now, but it has been really fun chatting with you all. Follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube or, on TikTok. Those are easy ways to find me. I go live 30 minutes before every match and after every match. So come hang out and let's fucking go. Okay. And I say bye to you last. Sorry, I'm like winded from this today. Whew. All right. We'll see you all next time.